You might want to buckle up, baby.
And now get ready for WTF.
You want to prove once for all that I'm better than you? Strap up.
Bring it on, Big Brother Tin Man.
Whose take is first? Brought to you by TireOutlet.com. Wholesale prices, premium service.
All right, crank it up. Let's talk. Sports concepts and rationalizations coming your way right now.
Right in your face.
Dan, I'm going to have to remind you, keep it clean.
Yes.
You know how I get sometimes.
This segment is PG, please. For the kids. Riding to school.
Whiskey Tango Foxtrot.
As always, we encourage the Googans to weigh in on the text line 641-1010. Text line driven by Duval Ford during WTF. And give us your takes. Guys, tomorrow night, it'll be preseason game number 3, the quote-unquote dress rehearsal. The last time you expect to see your starters for a significant time. But seems like a new trend is keeping your stars out for the preseason, or at least the bulk of the preseason. So I guess the question is, how much do you think we'll see the starters, and who do you really think we need to see a lot of tomorrow night?
Well, I'm going to listen to Doug Marrone, who says he thinks his guys need to play. So that tells me if you're healthy, you're going to play. I mean, I was shocked how they kept running Leonard Fournette back into the game last week. But football is, you're always going to have a risk of injury if you're playing football, whether you play 2 snaps or 200, whether it's regular season or preseason. Doesn't seem that way, right? Doesn't seem like it's you should be willing to give the same risk for these practice games that don't matter.
Yeah, look, he's going to play. You heard him say players play. Andrew Norwell is going to get some action for the first time. I think it's important that guys like that. Like, I don't agree with Jared Goff not playing. That makes no sense to me. I can see Gurley not playing. I can see Leonard Fournette not playing. I can see Leonard Fournette getting 5 to 10 runs on the preseason as well. None of that really bothers me. I mean, football players, they want to play. You got to go through a little bit to get ready, for the season. You got to go through the game hype. You got to go through getting dressed, it's a routine, and you want to settle into the routine. So I'm fine with it. I'm glad some of the guys who haven't, I want to see Taven Bryan. I'm glad Taven Bryan's going to play. I'm glad Andrew Norwell's going to play. I don't need to see Brandon Linder if there's any kind of soreness whatsoever. That's fine. I don't know how much the offensive line all has to play together. It's quirky, man. There's really no right or wrong. I guess what I'm trying to say is I could go back and find a team that didn't play much and won their opener convincingly, and a team that played a lot and won their opener convincingly. It just is what it is.
I think we make this a lot more complicated than it is. The notion that what you do in 7 snaps in preseason week 3 is going to matter a bit in 3 weeks is ridiculous. It is. It's ridiculous. And we're playing, and it's hard to get fired up for a game that does not matter who wins. So if it's hard for a fan, I'm sure it's not the same, intensity and mission statement for a player as well.
Yeah.
But the notion that if Leonard Fournette gets 3 carries tonight, it's going to matter at all against the Patriots is preposterous. So I don't know what I guess coaches have to play guys. I mean, the games are scheduled. The league does preseason games, and you get stuck a little bit, I guess, if you're a coach. But you know what? Is Jared Goff completely, ready? Maybe not. But really, is it going to help him if he plays 2 quarters against somebody's half speed?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
Anybody's going half speed.
He's played a whole year.
I think
he's played a whole year.
I think there's another fallacy in that we get from the players. It's a different speed. The preseason's one speed. The regular season's another speed.
Probably intensity is the better word.
Yeah, and the playoffs is another speed. I don't think I buy that. I think if you're out there playing football, what are you going, half butt? You're not going half butt. You're going full out. That's what you do when you play football.
No, I think intensity is the word that gets mistakenly replaced there by speed. But
speaking of,
agree to disagree on. But
I don't even think we disagree that much. It's not a.
Do you feel like that'll become more prevalent though?
Listen, we've been saying this for years, though, so it's hard to.
Especially,
we've already eliminated Game 4. Game 4 has been totally eliminated.
It should be.
Okay, so that's a wash. Game 1 is pretty much a wash now. You get a series. So with your starters. So in essence, it is a 2-game preseason for everyone except the paying customer who has to shell out full price for all for both of them.
You say there's a foul there. I think there are other fallacies too. The fallacy of the real value of a guy playing 3 series is just. I mean, Blake Bortles is not going to improve tomorrow night. He's not going to make himself any better for the regular season by playing 1 snap or 100 tomorrow night.
Well,
practice is how the game week.
Well, it's a practice. That's what tomorrow night is. It's a practice.
If you get to
except you put on the uniform, you get under the lights. It's a little bit different. There's nothing wrong with that.
I would say at this stage, they've all been back. They've all been training. They've all been working out. They've gone through training camp. We know what practices.
They don't have practice tomorrow.
Here are the practices that are going to matter.
They don't have practice tomorrow.
I know what they are.
Tomorrow night is a practice.
But it is a practice that will not matter 2 weeks from Sunday.
Well, then does any practice matter?
Yeah, the ones leading up to the week where you're game planning. These guys are
then why not just come together for that week then?
Exactly. Because they play 4 games that they charge you for, and
they got to practice for a month. I mean, it takes time.
They need to practice. You're right. They need to have these individual workouts. They have to get their body in shape. But a football game without game planning is like a quarter of a football game. Mm-hmm. I mean, what determines football games on Sunday is what gets put into the playbook and executed during game week. So it's the fact that you're not even scheming for half of these things for a game whose final score doesn't matter. Just
I got one more item real quick. I want to slide in, and it's along these lines of I'm not it's the preseason, so. Some people will say, well, I don't even, the preseason is meaningless. I mean, in a lot of ways. However, the season is meaningful. Yesterday, and I'm not going to add fuel to I'm not trying to light a fire here under my colleague because I know how he feels about said individual I'm about to mention. But
I wasn't fired up about it.
No, this is different.
No, I know what you're talking about.
Oh, you do?
I mean, I wasn't.
Oh, did you already talk about it?
No. But I didn't lose my mind about the whole thing yesterday. Go ahead.
What do you think I'm going to talk about?
Oh, I thought you were going to herbs.
No.
Oh, never mind.
This is another one of your all-time faves.
Jose Urania.
Yesterday on a national sports show, one of the hosts of national sports show informed everyone that she doesn't watch college or NFL football. Get out!
Yeah, that's where I fire. That's where I fire my host. It's kind of a prerequisite. Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
You can't be a host and come back on, or you're going to have to recuse yourself on Mondays, take Mondays off, or every day when they talk college or NFL. You listen.
Is this Beetle?
Yeah. She's
because a college football assistant allegedly abused his now ex-wife.
It marginalizes women.
She's not. That's.
But
just,
I don't want to get into that.
I know, but that's just
I'd rather.
That's lazy.
I was dumbfounded to see, and if you're the executive producer
how do you allow that?
or the boss of the show, you can't. You have to say, well, then we can't.
Right.
You can't.
I don't
be
understand
here.
that either.
That would be like me showing up having watched 0 Jaguars football.
It'd be like any of us saying, well, listen, I'm not going to I don't like sports, so I'm not going to I thought not
the
only
same thing.
must you watch it, you must live it, you must have a passion for it, you must read about it, you must you must be that annoying person whose wife says to you, do you have to do this every day?
Yes.
It's my job.
Yes, I do.
And it's the greatest excuse any of us could ever have. It's a blessing from above.
What I took more out of
what
it.
are you doing watching this preseason? It's my job.
Well, listen. What I guess my point is that's just like a real misplaced statement. If you feel like you're
Very
making some sort of
misplaced.
statement
in that
by
respect.
being marginalized, that's just silly.
So
she's
that's
just now
ridiculous.
Decided not to watch
She didn't
it.
watch last year either.
No, one of them. She's adding the other one.
She's adding college. She didn't watch the NFL last year, which we've also come to learn. I would love to be in the offices of that one after that announcement.
Then go be on The View.
She goes, can't we get to the NBA season?
Yeah, because that's what everyone's excited about.
She needs to be let go.
Well, then go do the NBA pregame like you were. That's fine.
Football
but
is
yeah,
the
go jump on the
most-
Rachel McNichols train.
Football is the most popular sport in America right now by a mile. So to poo-poo it is not good career
And you could even listen.
strategy.
I would have rather her poo-pooed it, but you can't sit there and say I'm not
going to watch.
That's what you have to do. That's your
Right.
job.
Well, then why am I going to watch you talk about it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a death blow for her with that show and maybe she doesn't want to be on the show. Maybe that's her way of getting out of it. I don't know. Maybe she's going to go back to LA again and go back to hosting.
I think she misses Marcellus.
Yeah, well, he left too.
That's the annoyance in this whole story. Here is this Michelle Beadle who sits there and thinks that her taking a stand and not watching football is more important than her doing her job. Like it matters.
Well, yeah. I'm not getting into why.
So ridiculous.
Why I just couldn't
But
believe.
she is. I mean, that's the story. Yeah. That's a big part of the story.
Yeah, I can't believe that. And if they allow that, that's like the. That's like the doctor saying.
Here's.
I'm not.
Right. No, I hear. Yeah.
I'm not going to study in medical school.
But it is.
It's like the lawyer saying, "Yeah, I'm just going to come in and do the case. I'm not going to prepare for it." Or I mean.
But it is fair to.
You know what happens when you don't prepare for a case? You lose the case.
It's
fair. You know what
fair.
happens when you don't. I'm sorry. You don't watch football? Then you can't talk about it. You
Welcome
don't know what's
aboard
going on.
Southwest Flight 333 to Charlotte. I've never flown a plane before, but I feel like they subject women, and I'm just going to fly it anyways.
Well, I will say this. It is fair, though, to combat her reasoning. Her reasoning is ridiculous.
Well, again, yeah, that's fine. You
know how many females football has put on sidelines and in broadcast booth in the last 15 years?
Yeah.
Football has empowered female journalists. It has not marginalized them. That is a beyond ridiculous statement that is just accepted. It's not a valid reason.
Well, you can go down I'm not going to suddenly a doctor gets accused of sexual harassment.
Right. I'm not going to go to anymore.
I'm not going to. Right. Yeah, I'm not going to visit doctors anymore.
I want to kiss
Well,
you.
no. Here's the thing. Again, I guess it's the ESPN part of this that's bothering me. Hey, Michelle Beadle, you want to talk about marginalizing women? I guess you should not show up back at ESPN ever again.
Yeah.
Those hallways are
I had some
overflowing with stories of marginalization.
Some books were written.
Settle down there and go smoke another pack of Winston's.
Here we go. This is what I didn't want to have happen. As I was trying to not get there for you people.
Enjoy your Boone's Farm and your pack of Winston's shorts.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, that's right.
I knew it was coming out.
Let me ask you.
I started this by saying I don't want to light the fuse, and I just wanted to bring it up, but I thought it's worth mentioning because it was so out of this world.
Jeff, you don't have to answer this verbally, but just give a thumbs up or thumbs down to the camera. Box wine.
No, Lancers. Remember Lancers wine?
He is answering it verbally.
Big wide things. Yeah.
Box wine is not that bad, for the record.
This is the drill.